I have been thinking about the craziness that is the evil I word. You and I have talked about this in the past, inflation, right? Because we just announced the new numbers again, 7% inflation, the highest number since 82. And it's scary, man. People are starting to get just like the bubble, right? We always talked about the real estate market's going to crash, inflation's going to keep going, interest rates are going to go through the roof. I think it's a debunk myth show again. I feel like I'm just tired of people responding to these crazy headlines and getting nervous. Inflation is on everybody's mind. It's scary right now. I get it. Look at history. Look at what the Fed is doing. I think it's time to take it a bit easy. Just like the housing bubble crash, that we talked about with your industry a couple of weeks ago. I just don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I appreciate things are more expensive and people are concerned than they should be. But we're talking like 3 or 4 months.
You don't think inflation is real?
I think inflation is real. I don't think that the fear of it's going to be like this for the next 10 years and no one's going to be able to afford anything, which you're starting to hear more grumblings about it. It's, I think the Fed made a mistake when they called it transitory in October, implying that it was going to be pretty quickly passing. It's going to be around for a bit, but we're not talking 4 or 5 years. We're talking like 6 or 8 months.
So people get caught up in these times, I think is what you're saying, that they just think the current situation is going to last forever and they can't see any other way of changing where we are today to a more stable situation.
The Fed has shifted and said that they're going to start to focus really heavily on helping control inflation. It hurts. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I want people to actually read beyond that headline and take a breath and look at it, to your point, not just in this short historical window, but look at it kind of what's going to be the impact to them long term, and what's it really doing right now, right? And markets had a small correction over the past week and a half. That was also starting to get people nervous. Josh Brown, who's somebody who's much smarter than I am, is a CNBC commentator and a CEO of his own fairly high, well-to-do wealth management firm, had a great point. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. The only people who need to worry about the market correcting right now and going down are people who are retired. If it's you and me who are still investing, you want the market to go down. You want it to pull back so you can afford some of the stuff right now and hold it long term and own it. You don't want a 20% correction and watch your portfolio go down, but you want to have enough firepower and dry powder on the sideline when things come back down again and you can actually afford to buy this stuff, that you do it. And having some of these, I think, corrections and some of the headlines again, it's just I had a weird week where I started getting phone calls from people who I haven't talked to in a very long time, some of who aren't even clients, who I think were just calling to fight me. And I just kind of want to get it out in the universe that, like, hey, let's take a breath. It's okay. The fundamentals are very strong. Inflation is a little out of whack, but we're working on that. That's it, man.
If you're the regular employee, though, Pat, what's the average salary in America right now? Maybe 50, 60 grand. Maybe that's high. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out.
I think we're New Englanding. Yeah, I think we're New Englanding prices on that one. I'm not actually totally sure. Let's find out.
Unless you're getting a raise of 7%, though, and you 50, I know about 50% of people live paycheck to paycheck. So
yeah,
unless you're getting like a 7% raise each month, and if you're someone who lives paycheck to paycheck, which I don't recommend, obviously, living paycheck to paycheck, but let's face it, many people do. You're going to feel this pain right now that we're in a lot more than somebody who's been investing and saving and makes more money. Pat, everything costs more right now. Inflation is up 7%, according to Wall Street Journal. There's other people that think it's worth more. Pat says, don't worry about it. It's not going to last forever. Nothing does. So, Pat, I mean, I hear what you're saying, that I don't think inflation is going to last forever either. But it is very, even for me, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm frustrated with the fact that, my wife needed a new car. Her lease was up last year in October, and we're still waiting. We got her a Tesla. We're still waiting for that Tesla. It's going to be delivered next week, finally. This has been since October that we've been waiting for this car. So there's and I have basically the same model that she's gotten. She got a couple different upgrades, right? And mine was 33% less money brand new than hers, because when he ended that, I think mine is a 2021, when he ended that model, Elon, and made the new one, he just jacked up the prices.